Welcome to Solo Marvel Champion. If you're new here and if you're returning, welcome back. I hope everyone had a safe and happy New Year's Eve, and I hope everyone has a marvelous New Year. Today I'm going to play Beast against Expert Unus. I'm going to use the module I created at the end of 2024 to create my Beast hero. Now, I do have the PDF for this linked in the comments. You can also check out the video I posted back then. It'll be right here in the corner. It's just called a new custom thing. And that details how you can take any aspect ally and turn it into a hero. Also, go check out MC Deck Discussions. This is a new channel where he is kind of focusing on just discussing decks. And it's a really neat concept. I actually have learned a few things just from watching his videos, because for me anyway, I play with the cards that I like and rarely try different cards. So it's fun watching a video and have someone explaining why certain cards are in a deck. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense. So go check him out. Tell him Solo Marvel Champion sent you. So we're going to start with the ally who we're going to turn into a hero. That's Beast. Beast has a 4 cost, which is important because to create his 15 card hero kit, that number will come into play. First, we're going to use cards that come from the same aspect. So all the cards in his deck have to be leadership, and they all have to be lower, or they each have to be lower than 4. You can only have one ally. That is your signature ally, and I've chosen Cyclops, 3 cost, 2/2/2. After Cyclops enters play, choose an enemy until the end of the phase. Increase the amount of damage that enemy takes from each attack by 1. Great little signature ally. I can only have 1 innovation. Hero response: after you spend this card, heal 1 damage from an ally you control. Just to keep your allies around a little bit longer. 1 call for backup. Everyone should be familiar with that. When defeated, it goes to victory, and you go find an ally from deck or discard and put them straight into play. So this deck is all about getting allies into play and helping them once they get there. I have 2 copies of Leadership Skill. I said this deck, I meant to say this hero. This Beast hero is all about that, because I am going to be playing him in an aggression deck today. 2 Leadership Skill, uses 3 leadership counters. When an ally makes a basic thwart or basic attack action, remove a counter from here, and they get +1 to that stat. 2 won't stay down. I have to play this in hero form, but then in alter ego, I can discard it to return an X-Force or X-Men ally to my hand from the discard pile. That's a lot of fun. 2 effective leadership. When you spend this card to play an ally, they get +1/+1 until the end of the phase. So this is going to buff your allies. This is going to buff your allies. Cyclops can buff your attack on all your allies. Well, on your hero as well. Any character that makes an attack, actually, any attack is going to be increased by 1. That includes your events. 3 copies of Lead from the front. Choose a player. Each character that player controls gets +1/+1 till the end of the phase. And 3, make the calls. Again, helping get allies back out from discard. I also needed to find an obligation, and I went and got Depowered from Kang. You cannot play hero-specific cards. In this case, it means I can't play leadership cards. Alter ego action, discard a leadership card, discard this obligation, discard that from hand. I also had to pick a Nemesis set. So you can choose between any mod sets in the game. I chose the Brotherhood mod set because it has Blob, and I treat Blob as my Nemesis, just as if he said Beast's Nemesis. So when Shadow of the Past comes out, Blob is my Nemesis, the Brotherhood is my Nemesis side scheme, and the rest get shuffled into the deck. So that is my hero kit, obligation, and Nemesis kit, or Nemesis set. Now, just as a refresher, let's see how these work. The rules, which again are in that PDF linked below, tells you to put your identity into play face down, and the form upgrade in play with my alter ego side face up. This gives me 3 recovery, 6 hand size, and 11 HP. Permanent, you lose the ally type, gain alter ego type, so now you're an alter ego, you're not an ally. I have an action, dig for something, draw a card, discard a card from your hand, limit once per round, and a forced response. After you flip to hero form, flip this card. So when I flip Beast to hero form, I also have to flip this. This is my hero side, again, permanent. Ignore your identities, consequential damage icons, because heroes don't take consequential damage. 5 hand size, 11 HP, 2 defense. You lose ally type and gain hero type. That makes sense. This is now a hero, not an ally. Response. After you flip this card to this side, resolve a response on your identity card, which triggers after it enters play. Beast just happens to have one of those. Response after Beast enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a resource card and add it to your hand. So, let's say I'm an alter ego and I draw Moon Girl. And maybe I don't have the resources I need to play her and get maximum draw out of her. So when I flip up, this force response flips this, and this response lets me use this response, which is search for a resource card, put it in your hand. Now I can play Moon Girl for 2, maybe 3 this way. She comes into play, and because of effective leadership, she has +1/+1. Now, I can only play her if I'm a champion or genius, and Beast is a genius. That means I also get to use Ingenuity, because I can only play that if my identity is genius. So that's how the module works. This is the hero kit I've built, and this deck is an aggression deck. The other rule of deck building is you use standard deck building rules. You have to choose an aspect, and it can be those cards and basic cards, but you cannot choose the same aspect that your hero came from. So I could not use leadership cards to build the rest of this deck. And that makes it fun, especially for me, because I really love Spider-Woman rather, who gets to take 2 different aspects. And it's fun to mix and match aspects in new and different ways, like playing Make the Call on Wolverine after he's been defeated and dealt some damage. That's a lot of fun. So that's the deck. This is the aggression and basic part of the deck. And now I'm going to go set up Expert Unus. All right, so Beast is face down with the My Alter Ego side face up. Hunting Gene Traders tells us to find Gene Pool and put it into play. And if I'm playing Expert, I get an encounter card. So let's shuffle that obligation in. And get an encounter card. Now let's shuffle my deck, and we are going to look at my opening 6. I do have a hand size of 6. Really like to be able to knock off his Tough. I also need to get this down so he loses Retaliate. Wolverine might be nice because he can chew through the Tough. Leadership skill. Professor X can help clear a lot of that. Actually, with effective leadership, he could clear all of that. So I might do that. That keeps that and clears all of Gene Pool. Then I might as well play Won't Stay Down so that when I do decide to flip down, I can Yeah, I'll be able to get Professor X back. Now, something else I need to decide, oh, this flips up. Something else I need to decide is, do I use him to ready me so I can attack to knock off the tough, ready, attack again after the tough is gone and this is cleared, or do I just go ahead and have him stun Unus? Also, I'd love to get that leadership skill out, but this mix of resources isn't really going to leave me anything good to do. So I'm considering, oh yeah, I'll mulligan that because I can get it straight back if I need it, and I might not need it. So let's mulligan that and draw one card. I get Triage, who could be interesting as well because Triage could knock off that tough. So, yeah, let's go with this. Let's flip up. After I flip up, I have to flip this to hero, and this lets me use this response. I'm going to go ahead and return that double to hand. I'll use that double to play Triage. Then I'm going to do 2, 3 for Professor X. He has +1 thwart, +1 attack. And I am going to go ahead and have him confuse. He can thwart all 4 of this off and take that damage. Then I will play 2 for Triage and heal that because I don't have any damage to heal. He can knock that tough off. And do I want leadership skill or do I want won't stay down? I have one more of each of these. Let's put the leadership skill in. And then I can attack for 2. Easy first turn. Let's ready. And draw 5. Marrow is a lot of fun. Oh, there's Wolverine. So I can play Wolverine. He'll be able to attack for 4. Okay. 1 goes on the main, and after it does, 1 goes on Gene Pool. Unus is attacking, and I don't want to block because that's going to grow a Gene Pool. So I just take it. That's 2, and I'm stunned. And I get 2 encounter cards. This has guard, and if this was at 3, it would quick strike. Discard an upgrade or support I control. Well, I have to discard my leadership skill. Then Professor X is gone. I really kind of want to play Marrow. Yeah, I think I do that. We can put this in for 2. Or not for 2, with 2. Should I go ahead and clear that and get a Clobber? Because then Clobber can deal 4. Let's just play Marrow. Deals 2 damage when he comes in. I'm going to deal it here. Triage defeats him and is defeated himself. That picture looks female. Then Marrow can attack for 2. Oops. And I'm going to thwart this off and go grab not a Clobber, but a drop kick. Can't play this turn, but I will be able to, hopefully, on my next turn. Moon Girl looks like an interesting option now. That's 1, 2, 3 mental. One goes on, so one goes on. He's attacking, and I'll take it. 2, 3, 4. Get 1 encounter card. Place 4 threat on Gene Pool. That's no fun. And I don't have everything I need for Dropkick. So I'm going to start by thwarting 2 here. Let's do Innovation, Aggressive Energy, Psylocke, all mental for Moon Girl. It's going to let me draw 3, and that Innovation heals Marrow. Come on, give me 1 more physical. Well, I can get the damage. I'm just not going to get the stun, which kind of defeats the purpose. Let's thwart 2 here. And Marrow can attack for 2. Now, do I want to back that up? And use those 2 for lead from the front. She can thwart for 3. And Marrow attacks for 3. It's 2 there. And 1 here. Then, because of the confuse, I am going to go ahead and flip down. I'll hold on to Cyclops. And we'll draw. One goes on, so 1 goes on. Unus cannot scheme, and I get 1 encounter card. Another guard. And what do I want to do for resources here? I think I do want strength. So I'm not going to recover. I'm just going to flip up and exhaust to clear that stun. When I flip up, and I actually forgot to flip that down. When I flip up, I'm going to grab strength. And I have to shuffle my deck. So we'll start with 2 for Clobber, deal 3 here. And since that's the first card I played, it comes back to hand. Then I'll play 3 physical for Dropkick, deal 4 damage. And because I paid with all physical, I will stun and draw a card. Ooh, make the call with 2 cards in hand. Let's attack for 2. Marrow is defeated. We can make the call using 2 resources. Put Marrow in. When Marrow enters, deal 2 damage. That defeats Unus, which flips this. 18 health. Let's attack with Moon Girl to knock off the tough. And attack with Marrow to deal 2 damage. It's ready and draw 5. One goes on, so one more goes here. He cannot attack, and I get 1 encounter card attached to Unus. If Unus defeats an ally, which I'm never going to let happen, I would add an additional threat on Gene Pool. Marrow does have 1 consequential. Now, I feel like, do I go all damage here? After I make a basic attack against Unus, spend energy mental. Well, I can't do that right now. And I also think I need to get ingenuity into play. I'd also like to get Professor X back. So let's make the call for 1, 2, 3. For Professor X, who confuses Unus. He'll take these 3 off. I will take 2 here. And Marrow attacks for 2. Now I'll flip down again. This flips over and draw. One goes on there, so 1 goes on here. He cannot scheme. And this surges again, surges again. When this activates, if there's at least 3, there isn't, but he is going to scheme for 2 and only 2. Now Professor X is gone. That and come back to hand. Actually, that would actually be better to use that. Or now we'll do it this way. I'm going to recover, getting me back up to 8. I'm going to flip up. When I flip up, I flip this, and I'll use that response to go find another aggressive energy. And I, again, have to shuffle this. Let's play Clobber with 2 aggressive energies. So that's going to deal 5. And since that's the first card I played, it comes back to hand. We'll use 2 for Ingenuity. And do 1, 2 for Clobber for 3 damage. And we'll hold on to Forge. Power of Aggression for Sunfire. Use that to get rid of that. That'll be good, especially since he's attacking for 4 now. 1 goes on and 1 goes on. He's attacking for 4, and I'm just going to take it. That's 4, 5, 6. I'm down to 2. Let's hope he does not get an attack. Ooh. I just need to defeat him on this turn. 2. Oh, I can do it. I've got it. Because I can use Power of Aggression for Sunfire. Spend that to get rid of this. Actually, let's hold on to that because I don't need to do that. I'm not going to be able to get Forge in. I thought I would. And I might need to go back down again, but if I go down, I could lose the main. Let's use ingenuity for leadership skill. He's going to attack for 2, 3. Really need to be able to get Forge in, don't I? I am going to thwart 2 here. And as long as I'm not going to be able to play Forge anyway, I will use that to get rid of this when I played Sunfire. Flip down one more time, discard this to get rid of Hunted. Let's ready and draw. As long as nothing crazy happens, Clobber will get me the win. But I've got a lot of good stuff there. All right. 1 and 1. He's scheming for 2, 3. That goes back up to 8. We get 2 encounter cards. This goes to a minion. If it can't, it gains Surge. This has 3, and this is a guard who would quick strike, except for the fact that I'm an alter ego. Now, I don't really need to recover, but I do need to take 1 threat off of there so that he doesn't have retaliate. Then I'm going to flip up. You know what? I have not been using this ability. Let's draw a card and discard a card. I really wish that had been strength instead of that, but that is all right. Now, when I flip up, this flips, and I will go find a strength. I don't need to find it. I'm just not going to use that ability this turn because we can do 2 for Clobber to defeat the guard. Clobber comes back to hand. And 2 for Clobber to deal 3 damage. So that was my Beast deck built using the module I made back, I think it was November. Let me know what you think in the comments. Again, go check out MC Deck Discussions. He's doing some neat stuff. Again, that is a new channel. Go check him out, sub, and again, tell him Solo sent you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a marvelous day.